Hello friends, from this video tutorial, we have started Visitor Management module under this Laravel Visitor Management System project. And under this part we will load visitor data in the jQuery DataTables. So in this part, first we will create visitor table in MySQL table from our Laravel application. After this, we will create visitor model class file for database operation. Next we will create visitor controller file for handle HTTP request. After this, we will use Laravel auth class for prevent access to this visitor page from guest user. Next we will create index method for load visitor management web page in the browser. After this, we will create visitor view file with write jQuery code for load data in the data table. Next, we will create another method in controller class for load data in DataTable using Yajra DataTable package. After this, we will set root for the visitor controller class method. And lastly, we will check output in the browser, so these things we will learn under this part. So first, we have to create database migration file for define visitor table definition. So for this, we have go to command prompt, and here we have to run command like php artisan make with ; migration with migration file name like create visitors table, so this command will create visitors table migration file under database/migration directory. Now we have go to our Laravel working directory, and go to database directory. And then after go to migration directory, and here we have to open this create visitors table migration file. So here, we can see the structure of this migration file with two functions like up and down. Here in our function, we can see that visitors table schema already defined. Now we want to only define table column details, so for this. Here we want to add visitor name table column, so here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor name, so this code will add visitor name table column under visitors table. Same way for add visitor email column, so here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor email, so it will add visitor email table column in the visitors table. After this, we want to add visitor mobile number table column, so here we have to write $table variable with integer method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor mobile number, so it will add visitor mobile number table column in the visitors table. Next, we want to add visitor address table column, so here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor address, so it will add visitor address table column in the visitors table. After this, we want to add visitor meet contact person table column, so here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor meet person name, so it will add visitor meet person name table column in the visitors table. Next, we want to add visitor department table column, so here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor department, so it will add visitor department table column in the visitors table. After this, we want to add visitor reason to meet table column, so here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor reason to meet, so it will add visitor reason to meet table column in the visitors table. Next, we want to add visitor enter time table column, so here we have to write $table variable with date time method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor enter time, so it will add visitor enter time table column in the visitors table. After this, we want to add visitor outing remark table column, so here we have to write $table variable with string method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor outing remark, so it will add visitor outing remark table column in the visitors table. Next, we want to add visitor out time table column, so here we have to write $table variable with date time method, and under this, we have to write Table column name like visitor out time, so it will add visitor out time table column in the visitors table. After this, we want to add visitor status table column, so here we have to write $table variable with enum method with 2 argument, and in first argument, we have to write table column name like visitor status, and in second argument, we have to write in and out in array format, so it will add visitor status table column in the visitors table. Lastly, we want to add visitor enter by table column, so here we have to write $table variable with integer method, and under this, we have to write table column name like visitor enter by, so it will add visitor enter by table column in the visitors table. So after define required table column details in visitor table, now we have go to command prompt. And here we have to run command like php artisan migrate, so this command will migrate visitors migration file data, and it will create visitors table in the MySQL database. Now here, in MySQL database, we can see that visitors table has been created. So this way, we can create table in MySQL database from our Laravel application. Now next, we have to create visitor model class for database operation. So for this, we have go to command prompt, and here, we have to run command like php artisan make with double colon, and after this, we have to write model command with file name visitor, and press enter. So this command will create visitor.php model class in application/models directory. Now we have go to models directory, and here we have to open visitor.php model class file. Now under this file, we have to define visitors table column details. So here, we have to write protected $fillable variable is equal to array. And under this array, we have to define table column name like visitor name, visitor email, visitor mobile number, visitor address, visitor meet person name, visitor department, visitor reason to meet, visitor enter time, visitor outing remark, visitor out time, visitor status and visitor enter by. So this way, we can define table column details under model class. Next, we want to create visitor controller file, so we have go to command prompt. And here, we have to run this command, so this command will create visitor controller class file. Now we have go to Laravel working directory, and here we have to open visitor controller file. And under this file, first we want to include visitor model class. So here, we have to write use statement with app folder name /models/visitor, so by writing this code, we can use visitor model class under this controller class for database operation. After this, we want to include Yajra DataTable class under this controller class. So for this, here we have to write use statement with DataTables. After this, we want to include Laravel authentication class. So for this, here we have to write use statement with illuminate/support/facades/auth. So after writing this code, it will use Laravel authentication class under this controller class. Next, under this class, we want to prevent to access this page from guest user. So for this, here we have to write public function construct magic function. So this function will be called when object of this class has been created. And under this function, we have to write $this with middleware method. And under this, we have to write auth, so after writing this code, now when guest user has been directly accessed this controller method, then guest user will be redirect to login page, so without login into system, guest user cannot access this controller class without login into system. After this, we have to create an index method, so here we have to write function index method. So this is the root method of this class. Now under this method, we want to load the visitor.blade.php file. So here, we have to write return statement with view method. And under this, we have to write visitor, so it will load visitor.blade.php file in the browser. Now we have go to views folder, and here we have to open visitor.blade.php file. And under this file, first we have to write @extends directive. So here visitor page is a child page, and by using this @extends directive, it will inherit layout of master page, so here we have to write master page name dashboard. And in the child page, we want to create visitor page, so here we have to write @section directive, and under this, we can define a section of content, which can be end by this @end directive. Now between this, we have to paste this HTML code, and this will create blank layout for visitor web page. Now under this file, we have to create one HTML table with it is equal to visitor table. And under this table, we have create 8 table column like visitor name, meet person name, department, in time, out time, status, enter by, and action table column. Now we have moved to write jQuery code, so here we have write table variable is equal to $with table it visitor table. After this, we have to write DataTable method. So this method will initialize jQuery DataTable plugin on this table. Under this method, first we have write processing option set to true. So it will enable the display of a processing indicator when the table is being processed. Below this we have write server side option which have been set to true. So it will enable server side processing of data. In third option, we have write Ajax, and in this option, we have to write echo blade statement, and after this, we have to write root method, and under this method, we have to write visitor.fetchAll, so it will create link for send fetch data request. Now below this, we have write columns option, which has been used to define table column details. So under this array, we have write data option set to visitor name, and name set to visitor name. Same way for define visitor meet person name table column, so here we have add new node. With data option set to visitor meet person name, and name option set to visitor meet person name. After this, for define visitor department table column, so here we have add new node. With data option set to visitor department, and name option set to visitor department. Next we want to define visitor enter time table column, so here we have to add new node. With data option set to visitor enter time, and name option set to visitor enter time. After this, for define visitor out time table column, so here we have add new node. With data option set to visitor out time, and name option set to visitor out time. Next, for define visitor status table column, so here we have add new node. With data option set to visitor status, and name option set to visitor status. After this, for display enter by username details, so here we have add new node. With data option set to name, and name option set to name. Lastly, for define action table column, so here we have add new node. With data option set to action, and name option set to action. Next, for stop this table column sorting, so here we have to set orderable option set to false. Now we have moved to write PHP code, so we have go to visitor controller class. And here, we have to create fetchAll method with $request variable as argument. Under this method, we have to write if statement. And under condition we have write request variable with Ajax method. So this condition will be true if this method has received Ajax request. So under this if block of code, we have to write $query variable is equal to visitor class with join method with 4 argument. In first argument, we have to write users table. In second argument, we have to write users table.it table column name. In third argument, we have to write is equal to sign, and in last argument, we have to write visitors table dot visitor enter by table column, so this code will join two table. After this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write auth class with user method, with type is equal to user, so if login user type is user, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block we have to write $query variable with where method with 3 argument. In first argument, we have to write visitors.visitor enter by table column name. In second argument, we have to write is equal to sign, and in the third argument, we have to write auth class with user method with it variable, which will return login user it details. So it will add where condition under select query if sub user is login into system. After this, we have to write $data variable is equal to $query variable with get method. And under this method, we have to write table column like visitors.visitor underscore name, visitors.visitor meet person name, visitors.visitor department, visitors.visitor enter time, visitors.visitor out time, visitors.visitor status, users.name and visitors.it. So this table column data will be fetched from database, and store under this $data variable. Now we have to write return statement with DataTables class with of method, and under this, we have to write $data variable. After this, we want to add data table row index column. So here, we have to write add index column method. After this, we have to write edit column method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write visitor status table column. And in second argument, we have to write callback function with $row variable as argument. Under this function, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write $row with visitor status variable value is equal to in. So suppose this condition true, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block, we have to write return statement with text like in. But suppose above condition false, then it will execute else block of code. And under this block, we have to write return statement with text like out, so this text will be displayed. After this, we have to write escape column method with visitor status table column. After this, we have to write add column method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write action table column name. And in second argument, we have to write callback function with $row as argument. Under this function, we want to define dynamic view, edit and delete button. Here we want to display edit button when visitor status in, and suppose visitor status is out. Then we do not want to display edit button, so in that condition user can only view and delete button only. So for this, here we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write $row with visitor status table column value is equal to in. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block we want to make view, edit and delete button. So here, we have to write return statement with anchor tag. With href attribute is equal to /visitor /view $row it table column name. So it will make dynamic view link for each visitor row of data. Next, for make edit button, here we have to write anchor tag with href attribute is equal to /visitor /edit $row with it table column name. So it will make dynamic edit button in each of visitor data. And for make delete button, here we have to write type attribute is equal to button. After this, we have to write class attribute is equal to button, button danger, button small and delete button. Next we have to write data id attribute is equal to $row variable with id table column name. And in button text, we have to write delete, so it will make delete button. Now for new column, which we want to define column which should not be escaped. So for this, here we have to write draw columns method. And under this we have write table column name action. Lastly, we have write make method with true argument. It will return unsaved model instance. So here our code is ready for load visitor table data in Yajra DataTable. Now we want to add visitor link in the main dashboard.blade.php file. And here, we have to add visitor link. This is because this visitor link can be accessed by master user and sub-user also. So here we have to create list tag with class is equal to nav item. And between this, we have to write anchor tag with class is equal to nav link. After this, we have to write href attribute is equal to /visitor. And in anchor text, we have to write visitor, so it will create link for go to visitor page. Now we want to set root for this visitor controller class method. So here in web.php file, first we want to include visitor controller class. So here we have to write use statement with app folder name / http folder name / controllers folder name / visitor controller class name. Now we want to set root for index method. So here we have to write root class with get method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write visitor, and in second argument, we have to write visitor controller class and index method name. After this, we have to write name method, and under this, we have to write visitor, so this code will set root for index method. After this, we want to set root for fetch all method, so here we have to write root class with get method with 2 argument, and in the first argument, we have to write visitor /fetch all, and in the second argument, we have to write visitor controller class and fetch all method name. After this, we have to write name method, and under this, we have to write visitor.fetchAll, so it will set root for fetch all method. So here our code is ready. Now we have to check output in the browser. So first we want to start Laravel server, so we have go to command prompt and run this command, so this command will start Laravel server. And it has provided us base URL of Laravel application, so we have copy this URL. And here in browser, we have hit this base URL, so here in the browser, we can see login page on the web page. Now we have enter login details. And after this, we have click on login button, and here admin has been redirect to dashboard page. Here at the right side, we can see dashboard, sub-user, profile, department, visitor and logout link. Now we have to click on the visitor link, so after click on the visitor link. So here visitor page has been loaded in the browser, and here we can see that visitor data has been loaded in Yajra DataTable, but here no visitor data available in the visitor table. So it has not display any visitor data in the Yajra DataTable. So here both master user and sub-user can view visitor table data under this data table in the tabular format. And both user can search filter visitor table data, and this data table will automatically make pagination link. So in this part, we have start making visitor management module. And in this part we have learned how to load visitor table data in Laravel Yajra DataTable package under this visitor management system. Lastly, in the next part we will learn how to insert visitor data under this Laravel Visitor Management System.